Thank you. Good evening. Next slide. You probably are aware, or maybe you don't know, but doctors practice under a certain code of conduct that are based on what we call the Hippocratic oath. Though we don't take any oath anymore, still our Collège des Médecins, they have a code of deontology, and it's quite an old one. It predated Christ. It's 2,500 years ago. But what it says is that doctors should strive to do their best for their patient, cause no harm, and in all cases should protect their lives. So they shouldn't commit murder, should not kill their patients. And for all this time, it has served medicine, has given medicine a good standard, has enabled patients to feel confident in their doctors, and creates a bound that is necessary for good treatment. If we put ourselves in the present context where healthcare expenses are growing and increasing, you can understand that because the doctor will always defend its patient, he will protect the patient from a system that is trying always to increase its efficiency, but not consider the patient as the primary target of the care. There is a kind of a conflict between the needs of the patient and the health system that has limited resources. Well, the doctors always defend the patients first. Next slide. Now, what's going to happen if by euthanasia we give doctors the power to kill? I think there is consequences to that. Okay? And I would think that patients would start thinking or questioning the intentions of the doctors, especially when they are in a stage of advanced disease, with handicap, with deficiencies. Okay? Is the doctor going to do the right thing, the best for me, or is going to think that I may not deserve to live and get rid of me? This will start by deteriorating this therapeutic bound that I just mentioned to you. From the patient perspective, some will probably underreport their symptoms because they might be afraid that this will cause the doctor to think that they have a disease, and the only treatment or only thing they will propose is propose death to that patient. You might think that this is an exaggeration, but as being told before by Dr. Ferrier, there has been reports of cases in the Netherlands where, especially elderly patients, they leave the Netherlands to go to Germany, mainly because they feel that in the Netherlands they don't have the confidence that the doctors will not cause their deaths. Okay. So in an environment where the doctors have the right to kill, vulnerable persons with multiple chronic diseases and deficiency, may feel in danger to be killed against their will. Next, please. You know that, and Dr. Gagnon alluded to it, that in end of care treatments and situations, it is extremely demanding to control symptoms, to attend to the needs of the patients. And it's so demanding both from the patient who is going through that disease, that state, as well as for the physician who sometimes doesn't have all the resources to offer to deal with the situation of the patient. And, you know, I think that it is quite a normal human reaction to sometimes, in these particular very demanding situations, to try to have the easiest solution. Okay? And one of the easiest solutions is to propose the death of the patient. Okay? And I can tell you, without a law that prevents or forbids killing of the patients, there will be more and more demands for euthanasia, mainly because the requests for euthanasia do not depend on objective causes such as intolerable pain, but based on many other subjective feelings of being unworthy, of being dependent, and consider themselves as being a burden to others. I think in support of what I'm just saying is there is a continuous increase in the cases of euthanasia in different countries where euthanasia is available, and this to me is a sign that the euthanasia becomes an easy way out for difficult end-of-life situations. Next please. In terms of the quality of the care, I alluded already at the beginning for this confrontation between the patient need and what the system has to offer, and I think that having euthanasia available, the patient will no longer be considered as the center of the care, but rather the system will, where for any kind of reasons such as of saving, such as being more efficacious, etc., it will take preponderance over the patient's health. And if you look specifically for the needs of the patients, this will create a situation in which I personally feel that there will be less effort being made to find the right treatments, to care for the patient, to search for alternatives and be innovative and perform research. And the end result of all of this eventually is a deterioration of the care. Next, please. Oh, by the way, and I could say this now, is that even the person who introduced the law of euthanasia in the Netherlands, the vice premier of the Netherlands, Dr. Els Borst, she admitted early this year that due to euthanasia there has been a deterioration, an objective deterioration of the palliative care in the Netherlands. Okay? And there is people who propose that as an alternative to pain management, which is wrong, and they want to that gain a little bit more autonomy over their lives. But what I want you to consider is that, in fact, this gain of autonomy for certain persons will be at the detriment of the freedom of others who will not have a choice to continue to live, but feel obliged to die. Okay? Thank you.